Alrighty guys, it is Qaaman here today, and I am joined with several guests, Dragon Ball Nation, Super Jayain. I'm also joined with Geekdom, and I'm also joined with Laughingstock Media. We'll be talking about the new Dragon Ball Super trailer that has finally been released, guys. We've been waiting for months for this, and we finally get a chance to see 15 seconds of Dragon Ball Super. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. So I wanted to start off by talking about probably the most, the first observation, which would obviously be the music. And Geekdom, you said you actually had an observation about the music and you know about the band and stuff, so share your thoughts.
Basically, the song that's going to be playing that was in the trailer is going to be the intro song to Dragon Ball Super, which is Chozetsu Star Dynamic by a band called The Yellow Monkey, but specifically this guy named Kazuya Yoshi. Yellow Monkey was his band, and I thought it was an okay song. I don't think it's on the level of like Dragon Soul or Head Chala or those classic, Dragon Ball songs from the past. But however, in addition to that, we did confirm, of course, actually a few weeks ago, but we'll talk about it here, that Sumitomo is going to be doing the background music, and he also did the Buu Saga of Kai, Revival of F, and Battle of Gods. He'll be doing the background music for Super, and I was a little bit let down because when I was watching the trailer, before the trailer started, they played the Buu Saga of Kai episode where Kid Buu dies, and he literally recycled tracks from Battle of Gods, and I'm a little let down by this, so I'm hoping that when Super comes out, he does not do that, but we'll see. It's too soon to tell.
Alright, so moving on to Super Jayain, you said that you had some observations you wanted to make about the timeline placement. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it's quite obvious that this series takes place after Battle of Gods and before Fukkatsu no F, and the reason for that being, obviously, is we see Goku turn into a Super Saiyan. Goten and Trunks seem to be around the same age they were in Battle of Gods. So yeah, I definitely think that this movie will take place before Fukkatsu no F. You see Beerus and Whis in there as well, which is another indicator that it takes place after Battle of Gods. They did mention at one stage that the Japanese voice actor for Frieza would be returning for this series, so it is quite possible that he could be voicing a new character, or they could bring him in to do like a summarization of the Resurrection of F movie. He could be returning to do that. So that's basically my thoughts on it. I definitely don't think this takes place after Fukkatsu no F, basically because Goku is transforming into a Super Saiyan in the trailer.
Now, Josh from Dragon Ball Nation, you said that you had an observation you wanted to make about Goten and Trunks.
Goten and Trunks, as you can see from the way they look in the trailer, look to be about the same as they do in Battle of Gods, but at the same time, the ones that we saw in Battle of Gods look just like their Buu Saga counterparts. It's obvious, unless they haven't corrected this error, which Goten and Trunks, as many people may know, they should have looked older in Battle of Gods. And if this is taking place after Battle of Gods, they obviously still haven't corrected that error. But this trailer could take a lot of snippets from different parts of the series, definitely. So it's very unclear of how old they're supposed to be here, when that's exactly taking place. It's all up for speculation. We only saw 15 seconds of the trailer, and they were a very small portion of that. But interesting enough, we did see that there is some comedy from, even the original Dragon Ball back with, Trunks being chased by that giant snake-looking creature, and then, you see a little shot of him pummeling it. So I like to see some of that comedy come back, I suppose.
Now, Mike from Laughingstock Media, you said you had something to say about the correlation between this and Yosun Goku and his friends' return?
Yosun Goku actually takes place 2 years after the demise of Majin Buu, and there seems to be a ton of different parallels in this trailer alone from what we're seeing. For example, the outfit that Goku is wearing seems to be the exact same outfit that he wore in Yosun Goku, which is what he wears during his radish farming days, because that's exactly what they do to try and make money when they're not taking handouts from either Bulma or Hercule. And speaking of Hercule, when we actually see him, he seems to be wearing the exact same costume. There just seem to be a number of parallels between the two, and so this certainly seems like it falls more in line with that general tone and theme in terms of Fukkatsu no F. So, including the fact that Goku turns into a regular Super Saiyan instead of having the blue hair, I definitely have to think that maybe it takes place in between perhaps Battle of Gods, or perhaps they're doing that and a little bit after Battle of Gods.
It seems from this, and obviously it's just one trailer, there's obviously going to be a lot more, but it doesn't seem like we're going to encounter any major villains, considering the fact that the fighting scenes seem to be against the dinosaur. And, considering the fact that the series is just starting off, Dragon Ball kind of has a tendency to not really put any major plots at the beginning of the series. So I definitely think that this is going to be in a very peaceful time. I'm not sure how you guys as fans will react to that personally. A lot of people are not so keen on having a very lighthearted Dragon Ball, and some of you kind of like the dark, serious Namek Saga / Cell Saga, Android Saga type of arc where we see very, very dark, you know, and a much more fighting type of atmosphere. So as for everybody on this video, do you guys have any final words you'd like to say?
There's no real tension when it comes to the fact that, oh, our characters are still alive at the end of the 10-year gap, or however many years it takes place after this. So, if we all know everyone's going to survive, even for Dragon Ball, when everyone can be wished back no matter what, it kills the tension. It's not really going to have that true tension or feeling of desperation until it reaches that stage.
It's very obvious to me, at least from this trailer, what they're going for is they're trying to keep it within the same themes that Battle of Gods and Revival F have been going for, you know, lighthearted, but this is obviously the focus that Dragon Ball is having, I think, for the future, at least from my eyes, but it's unclear if this is actually the theme. It could just be showing earlier parts of the series. It's unclear at this point, but it is possible that those are the themes, very similar to Battle of Gods and Revival F. That's all I have to add.
Alright, well, I'm sure we could all agree that, you know, the artwork is pretty similar to that of Battle of Gods and Fakatsu no F. The animation looks, you know, modern. It doesn't have that 1980s, 90s, you know, feel to it, and that might turn some fans off. But quite frankly, guys, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all happy to have Dragon Ball back, and, you know, I'm really excited to see what you guys have to say in the comment section below. So most importantly, over everything else, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys, and please check out these guys in the description.